and maintain resilience with the AIR method.
Thank you. Look, thank you, Dr. Eric. Good morning, everyone. All right, I want you to do something for me. I want you to think of a moment in your life when everything changed unexpectedly. Okay? All right, do you got that moment? All right, did you panic? Yeah? Did you shut down maybe? All right. Did you find a way to push through? Yeah, that's the power of resilience. It's an invisible force that keeps us grounded when everything else feels chaotic. So today I want to share you the AIR method, which is adapt, inner work, repeat. And I'm gonna share how it helped me in one challenges that I face and I still face today till this day. These are my boys. All right. In 2002, at 23 years old, I was a mother already to three boys, a 4-year old, a 3-year old, and a 1-year old. And in 2002, my youngest came, my fourth son. His name is Nation. He was born with cerebral palsy, spastic quadriplegic cerebral palsy. And what that means is all four of his limbs are tight, his fingers are tight, his wrists are tight, his ankles are tight. There's no rotation ever. So I had to adapt to his needs and then also to how I was going to be a caregiver and a mother while also being a wife. So I'm showing you the adaptation of being in having a child with special needs and having to watch him get his milestones reach and understand his milestones that they're not going to come when everybody else's milestones were coming. So that's one thing I had to adapt to not the expectations of what he's supposed to be, how a child is supposed to be, because I already had three boys. So I was already okay, well, he's supposed to be talking, he's supposed to be walking. There was no talking until he was 6 years old. He said his first word when he was 6. Now, they told me he would never talk. They told me he wouldn't really do a lot. But because I am who I am and I know about resilience, I willed him and kept telling him, you will do things how you do them, regardless of what anybody else says. Now, in the pictures, I'm showing you just a lot of that adaptation. Like this one is more recent. That's how he has to get into his chair. His knees go like this. So it was a lot of adapting to, okay, now you have extra doctor's appointments to go to. You have to see specialists. There was orthopedics where he had to get mofos, he had to get braces. So that was like adapting to not only to his needs, but to my self awareness of how I had to take care of him. Now, it also meant adapting to the self awareness and really understanding that how stressed I was. And I had to do the inner work. So that's where we move on to inner work. Because having a child with special needs is it's stressful, it's overwhelming, and having three along with that, it's like having 6 kids. So I had to do the inner work. I had to do a lot of self-reflecting. Like, okay, you have to adapt to his needs and adjust to how he is, but you also have to do the inner work and be like, okay, I have to learn how to calm myself down. When he was first born, he had a lot of seizures. And if you know anything about seizures, you know that they will come whenever they come. But what I had to do was I had to learn how to adjust it and adapt and be like, okay, if I stay calm, he stays calmer and the seizures don't last as long. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, that inner work that I'm doing is working. And what I did was I had to do the journaling. I had to get myself out of my head. I had to do that inner work. I had to read books. This book right here, The Power of Intention, that was one of the most powerful books that I read to help me through this situation, is knowing my intentions of everything that I do. And also exercising. You have to take care of your mental, your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, and your social. You have to find that support system. So those are the inner work things that I did to get through. And there can help you, and they still help me to this day. Now we go into the repeat process of it, because you know whenever you're in a cycle, it keeps going. It's a circle. So the adapt, the do inner work, and you repeat those processes. And now you have him here today. He has graduated school, right? Yes, he is a graduate. He just turned 22. Yes, and he's, if you see the picture up there, that's his best friend. That's Zayden. That's his best friend. So what I had to do is I had to adapt to him growing up and not normally growing up. He's 22, but he's still going to be my baby. I have to do this forever. And then it was doing the inner work to be like, okay, this is a grown man now. And what you don't understand is now I still have to give him showers because of his tightness. He cannot bathe himself. So it was me adapting to, okay, he's a 22-year-old now and he's starting to like girls. He's starting to know what everything is, and I had to adjust. look, look, I had to do the inner work to be like, okay, if you're gonna be with me together, I'm gonna have to, because I have to take him where he goes. So when we went to this little date with his friend, I actually had to take him there, and me and her mother had to sit at the table with them and listen to them have their conversations. And when I tell you, doing the inner work and seeing your baby grow up like that, and then let me tell you, he had a girlfriend, and his girlfriend broke up with him on a text message, and then she blocked him on Facebook. So I'm doing the inner work trying to calm myself to not go and message this girl because she deleted me too. She deleted me too. So I guess she ain't, you know? Yes. So we have had our fill of life and adapting and doing the inner work. Each of us have, because he's become a great young man who just, he's the light of my life, and he's taught me so many. If I could tell you all the lessons that he's taught me, the most important is patience and learning that, like Dr. Cheryl said, my expectations. Don't have expectations of people because it'll only cause disappointment for yourself. It will. It only cause disappointment for yourself. So, okay, and I had these two pictures to show you that in the repeat cycle, I had to learn how to live instead of just exist. And that was the biggest thing of my takeaway of having a child with special needs is I still have to live. And as you can see, I did my first zip line, and of course, GSU speaking now. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So then you go into this, what is what I like to call the air cycle. So this is a method that I have come up with, the air method of, as you see, adapt, inner work, repeat, and adapt. It's crucial. Adapting is crucial. And we all face those challenges, life expected challenges. Be flexible and adjust to your expectations, okay? Then do the inner work. Build that strength from the inside out. Make sure you are working on yourself, your self reflection, your self awareness. That is your foundation. That's the biggest thing. Know your emotions, your thoughts, your behaviors. Then you go over to to repeat. It's built through repetition. Just like a muscle, you have to work out that muscle to keep it tight and working and in condition. And you move, the more we practice adapting, doing the inner work, the stronger we will become. All right? Now, I wanted to leave you with this one quote that I have. It's elevate your life one moment, one air cycle at a time. Always adapt, always do the inner work, and keep it going. Repeat it. Thank you.